All right, gents. So I just wanted to go over this again. I wanted to say to you guys basically, management has been trying to figure out this whole Samsara. We've been working with Samsara, and I know there's a lot of guys that are going off duty and then it's being logged for them and they're at home and all that stuff, and we really straightened it all out. So basically what's happening is if you go on duty and then off duty and don't sign out, what it's doing is it's still associating you with that truck. And if it's associating you with that truck, then whoever gets it in it and drives it is then putting you back on duty and in drive mode and is messing all your logs up. So the way for us to fix that is to sign completely out of the app. And I will, show you that right here. There's a few different factors here. So let me give you an example, kind of play it out for you guys. So if Alex Reese and Eric Warmkessel go on an interstate move to Illinois, okay, and they are doing their logs, all right? They go on duty and they are driving and it puts them in driver mode and they log everything, and then they get back on Saturday, okay? And they get back and they go off duty, okay? And they put their iPad back in the spot and go home, okay? So they went off duty, they think everything's good. And then what's happening is, let's say a different driver, let's use Tyler or Ryan as an example, come in on Monday morning and they hop in that truck that Eric and Alex used for the interstate. Let's say it was the Isuzu, okay? They hop in that Isuzu and go do their job, local job. Since Alex and Eric didn't log completely out of the app, it's going to put them right back on duty because the local guy is not logging anything. He's not selecting a truck because they're exempt. If you come back to same terminal, you don't have to log anything, so they're just getting in the truck to do their job. And since Alex Reese was the last person in that truck, and he's off duty, but still signing the app, it's going to throw him right back on duty. So the answer to all this is basically we have to sign out of the app completely. And I ran a bunch of tests on this, and it worked. So the other factor in all this is using different devices. So what we were told by Samsara is if you log in to start your logs on an iPad, okay, and then halfway through the day the iPad dies or something, and you then log into, on your phone, you log into it, it's going to mess everything up. So basically, if our iPads are dying, if they die, we really don't want them to die. We want to try to get you guys external batteries, plugs into the truck, try to keep them powered up the entire interstate. Now, if the iPad dies, before it dies, we need to sign out of the app and then sign back in on a different device. If you don't sign out, it's going to mess the entire log up. So we really need to sign out of the app. So basically, just recapping what I said, is right now when we do local jobs, we're exempt from logging, so we're not doing the logs. But if you're going out of state or you're doing a job that's, I think, over 150 air miles, basically not returning here in the same day, or returning here but going, out of state, long distance away, and then coming back here in the same day, we should be logging that. And what's happening is, if you do that and then don't go off duty, and then somebody else is getting in that truck, or you do go off duty but don't sign out, somebody else is getting in that truck and it's messing your logs up, okay? Now, if the next person that gets in that truck is logging it and then assigns himself that truck, it will kick you out then. But think about it, most of the time they're going to be going on to do a local job and they're not going to be kicking you out. So that's where signing completely out is absolutely crucial. So the other thing we've done here is we've done a workflow. So when you sign in now, there's certain things that need to be done in order to get to the next thing. So that is in place to make sure certain things are getting done, and I'll show you what that is. It's basically, guys, we're doing logging in, doing a pre-trip. I think it's going on duty, then doing a pre-trip. Then you're good, okay? And then when the truck starts moving, it's putting you in drive mode automatically, you know? And that's where, you know, that feature's nice, but that's what's messing us up, you know? When we're not signing out of the app, it's just automatically logging. So if you think about it for a minute, if our drivers were assigned one specific truck and never switched trucks, it would be great, because then it would just log everything. But that's not the way we operate, and that's the way, you know, a lot of big trucking companies are, and that's what this software is for. But we're trying to make it work for our specific business model. So what that means is we got to sign out at the end of every day. And what Samsara has told us is they now have what's called forced sign out. So they didn't have it before, meaning us managers can sign you out remotely. We still don't have it. We're working on getting it, but right now we can't do that. So we're relying on you guys to make sure you sign out of the app, okay? All right, let me go through this workflow. And I'm also going to talk about certifying and editing the logs. So here we go, I sign in. Now the first thing it wants me to do is select a vehicle. So I'm going to select the Isuzu here, confirm, and I'm going to go on duty. So this is vehicle only, so there's no trailer associated. We're not driving semis, so it's always going to be vehicle only. When you hit the vehicle only, it's inputting this top information automatically for you, the truck, the VIN number, the location, the license plate, etc. So in this case, we're doing a pre-trip before we leave. And then we're also supposed to take our walk-around photos here. So let me go out and do that. So you have a driver's side photo here. Bam. Use photo. Go around to the front here. Take the photo. Use photo. Passenger side photo. Use photo. And then the back. Bam. Use photo. Now the other thing is if there's any defects, this is where you add the defects. So I'll click on it. If there's anything wrong with the truck, you know, obviously you're gonna put this in here. Now, we're not a very large company, so, you know, if there's anything wrong with the truck, you're gonna let us know right away. And if it's not drivable, then, you know, we're not gonna be able to leave for the trip. So really it's just meant for a lot bigger companies to log what needs to be fixed with the truck. Now, when you're doing the post-trip, if something has happened while you're doing your job, you want to add that defect. All right, let's say, all right, I noticed that the pressure in this left tire is really low. You're going to add that defect, take a picture of it. So I'll go over that once I get into post-trip. So if there's nothing wrong with it, you're leaving it the way it is, and you're going down here and you're hitting safe to drive. Next, now the one thing I'll say is our pre-trips might expand a bit here. So I'm not going to pretend like I'm a mechanic, but we can do some simple things like checking the fluids, checking the oil, you know, windshield wiper fluid, different radiator fluid, brake fluid, whatever simple fluids we can check. We're going to do that, especially before long trips, okay? So that'll be part of the pre-trip. All right, so I'm going to certify and submit here. Now, it's got me on duty. So it's logging my day. Really, the only thing I need to remember to do is go off duty if I'm taking a break. So if I have an interstate that I'm about to do, or I'm about to go out and load it up, you're on duty then. So leave yourself on duty, and then when the truck starts driving, it's going to kick this into driver mode automatically, which is a nice feature. And then when the truck stops for a certain amount of time, it's going to put you back on duty. So the only thing you need to remember is when I need to go off duty, to go up here and hit off duty here. Okay. Now, the other thing is making sure your logs are right, because we're going to certify them at the end of the day. Okay. If you need to edit your log, let's say I took a break 2 hours ago and I totally forgot. Okay. You're going to go hit hours of service, the blue tab, and you're going to go down here. You see where it says log, you hit log. There you go. There's your log for the day. As you can see, I have been messing around here, so I've gone off duty, on duty, off duty, on duty. I've been messing around doing some tests. So if you need to edit your log for the day, this is where you do it. So you hit edit, the top right hand corner, and you're going to select the time that you need to edit, basically, the start time and the end time, and then what you need to change it to. So I'll just do an example here. So if you look over at my log at the top here, it's starting at midnight going till 7 a.m., which is when I started messing around here. But let's just say for whatever reason I started working at 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. because I was in the warehouse and I was messing around getting the trucks ready and I was doing warehouse work and I need to be on duty for that time. I'm going to go here. I'm going to select 4 a.m., confirm, and then I'm going to hit 6 a.m. here. Confirm. And you see it highlighted 4 to 6 right up there in blue. I'm going to say I was on duty. So now it switches it down to that. It requires you to add a remark. So you can type in whatever you want. Working in warehouse. Save. So now I saved that. When I hit save down here, it's going to update the log. So there you go. It just updated it. So you can edit it that way, or you can go down to a specific time period that has down here, okay, and edit it that way. So if I was off duty from right here, starting at 6 a.m., and I want to change that, you see where it's highlighted up top to on duty, I hit on duty and then add a remark, okay, and then save it. So really you're just editing your logs before the end of the day. Make sure they're correct before you go off duty and sign out, because when you go off duty and sign out, you're certifying your log. We need to start certifying them. Once they're certified, you cannot edit your log. Management can go in and edit it, and then what happens is you still have to recertify it then. So management will go in, make the edit, send it to you, and when you go look at that day, it'll have like a red banner that says log has been edited. Do you agree or approve? Yes, and then it'll change it. So basically, we want to try to make sure that the log is correct when you certify it for the day, and then when if you certify it and it's not right, it's not the end of the world. We can fix it. But anyways, I'm certifying and submitting that right there. All right, I hereby certify, blah, blah. Yes, so I agree, I certified that. All right. That was for Wednesday, it looks like, that we just adjusted. So if I went to today, oh, that is today. Sorry, today's Wednesday. Tells you how busy I am. Yeah, so basically that's how you edit them. And then let's say it's the end of the day. Okay, I'm done for the day, got back, long trip, and I need to go off duty, do my post-trip, then go off duty, and sign out of the app. That's the key right there. At the end of the day, I need to sign out of the app. Now, I don't want to confuse anybody and it's probably best just to sign out every time. But if you're on an interstate, okay, and you stop at the hotel, you could technically probably go off duty, and then, the next morning, since you're definitely going to be in that truck, it'll start logging you. But when you get back to the shop and you don't know that you're going to be in that truck the next time, and you're going to be maybe going on a local exempt job, you got to make sure you're signed out, or else it messes everything up. Okay? So, all right, I got back to the shop, done for the day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, hit this, I'm going to go off duty, okay? And then I'm going to hit save. Now, when I hit the save button, it's going to prompt me, are you going off duty, or are you done for the day going off duty and signing out? So, if I'm taking a break, okay, we loaded the truck, we drove for 2 hours, now we're taking 30-minute, an hour break at the rest stop, whatever we're doing. This is where you would hit go off duty. So if I hit that right now, bam, now it just got me off duty. Okay? Now, what I realized is there's no way to sign out of the app now unless you go back on duty and then off duty again, and then it prompts you for that whole thing again. So let's say I thought I was going to take a break, but really I'm just done for the day. I can now not sign out. I have to go back, on duty, save, hit it again, off duty, save, and then it prompts you for this. So, I'm done. Remember, that's the example. We just got back. I'm done, go off duty. The truck's already selected, vehicle only, and now we're hitting post-trip here, okay? I just did a 12-hour day. I'm gonna take pictures of the truck again, okay? So, take a picture of the driver's side, go through the whole routine again that I did, and then when you're done taking your pictures at the end of the day, you add any defects that you've noticed or anything that's happened. If there's no defects, then you hit safe to drive. If there's really bad defects, you mark them down and hit unsafe to drive, okay? So safe to drive, next. Now it's asking me to certify that and submit it. Bam. And then if you have unclaimed drive time, it's going to bring that up. So I've certified all my logs, so it's good. If you didn't certify all your logs, it's going to prompt you right there to certify them. But since I've already certified all mine, it just went right to the screen. So if you have unclaimed drive time, you need to either claim it or not, or say it's not mine, okay? So, because what the system's doing is it's claiming all the drive time. So you're basically only certifying the logs that are tied to you. So you need to make sure that you certify them. If there's any mistakes with them, we'll fix it. But the idea is, from going on from this point, all the logs should be certified, okay? So now I'm going to go off duty. When I hit the go off duty, it should sign me out, which is the thing that we're trying to accomplish the most, okay? If I need to skip this, I would hit skip and it would keep me on duty, but I'm not doing that. I'm hitting go off duty. It's signing me out. Now, once I'm completely signed out, I'm not tied to this truck anymore, okay? Again, remember, if you start your day on the iPad and you see, oh shit, it's down to 10%, I need to start logging on a different platform, or I'm sorry, different device, then you gotta do this. You gotta sign out of it and then sign into the other device. Otherwise, it's confusing the system, okay? The last thing I want to show you, I'm gonna log back in here, is the team driver. So, again, it's prompting me to go, let me see, no, it won't let me skip this. So, I just signed back in. This is the workflow. So, I gotta go through the whole pre-trip thing again, vehicle, pre-trip, next, take the photos, used photo, safe to drive, next, certify and submit. So I'm just getting back in here to show you. Now if you're gonna do shared driving, or driving team I think they call it, you're gonna go swipe to the right here, it has driving team. So what is this doing? excuse me, this is enabling us to have one device, which is this iPad, and having two drivers logging their day. So driving team. So if me and Alex Reese are going on this trip, I hit add passenger, Alex Reese is now logging in, and once Alex logs in, it's going to have his name down here where it says add passenger right now. So both of us are going to be logged in. It's going to have one of us in drive mode and one of us on duty. If we're going to switch, you basically click on that person's name and switch. It's really that simple. And then at the end of the day, we need to have both of you go off duty on this, okay, and log the day. So it's basically enabling you guys both to log at the same time on the same device, and you need to both go off duty and sign out, okay? So that's a good feature when you guys are both on the road together, both splitting up the driving. All right, so again, one more example. I'm gonna go off duty. I'm gonna hit save. It's gonna prompt me to go off duty or go off duty and sign out. So basically what this is asking right here is, are you going off duty taking a break, or are you done? If you're done, you're hitting the top gray tab, which is important. Then it will not let you sign out until you do the post trip. So you gotta do the post trip. So I'm gonna take the picture, bam, use photo, post trip. If there's any defects, like I was saying before, let's say, all right, my tire pressure is low in the left front tire, okay? Let's see if I can find tires on here. There we go, tires. It's gonna have me take a picture. All right, there's my low tire, use photo. I don't actually want to do this though, because it's going to then create a report for us. So, but that's what you would do. And then you hit safe to drive. If it's unsafe, obviously hit unsafe. Next, certify and submit. It's going to check for unassigned driving. I don't have any of that. It's going to check to see if I have any uncertified logs. I don't have any of that. If I do have uncertified logs, it's going to prompt me to certify them before I can go off duty. Now when I hit this go off duty button, it's going to go off duty and sign me out. The signing out, again guys, in order for our operation to work correctly, we got to sign out, okay, and get to this screen here. Now I'm done, all right? I can go home, good to go. All right, any questions about any of this, please let us know. This is important compliance stuff. I'm not doing this for fun. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this because the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration says that we have to do it. And if we are going to be continuing to do interstate work, our interstate drivers have to do this. Whether or not we do it every day for every job is something that we will decide down the road. We are trying to get good at doing just the interstates right now. We are exempt from doing them if we're doing local work. So I need our interstate drivers to have the ability to do this if you're going on a long trip, okay? To me, it's not rocket science, but it does have an element of paying attention to detail and remembering at the end of the day to sign out. Again, if you don't sign out, it's going to mess up your entire log and it's going to put you in violation. All right? All right. That is it. The one other thing I could show you is how to send your logs to a cop if you got pulled over. I think I'm going to make a separate video on that, but you can transfer the logs over to them or email them the logs. They want the last 7 days. That adds another element to all this. Since you're local, we're not logging it. When you go out of town, if it says that you weren't doing anything, you're simply saying I was local or I was off. I wasn't working. You know, it's the first day that I left for my trip. Okay? All right. That is it, fellas. Again, ask us if you have any questions.